out. It's magnificent. Again, not short. Played a lot of the back foot, lots of horizontal shots at the moment. But Vanderse wouldn't mind it because he's only conceding singles at this stage. Into the 10th over, he's conceded 4 singles. 4 singles or 4 balls will be considered very good in T20 cricket. Making sure that you're not conceding boundaries. Vanderse needs to finish well. 2 balls to go in the over. Goes for the slog sweep. And has it gone all the way? I think it has. It's the first boundary. It's a maximum after 27 deliveries. A long part of the field is the left side to the left-hander. That cleared it clearly. Goodly attempted by Jeffrey Vanderse. The line was leg stumpish. Almost becomes a free hit. The LBW goes out of the window. That's a good hit. 66 meter. Made the difference by bowling leg stump. Vanderse look to bowl that off stump line. Play bits of hands, wanted a single, finishers with a dot, but still 10 runs for Bangladesh. So at the halfway stage, 59 for 3. Six bowlers used so far by the Sri Lanka captain, so the options are good. Dasun Shanaka it is. Just bowled 1 over for 2 runs. He just came and stemmed the flow with those change-ups, the dots he bowled at the time when Bangladesh looked to be cruising in those power plays. 3 wickets lost close to each other for Bangladesh. 12-run partnership. Vidoy on strike, and that one keeping low. That stayed down. That's Shanaka is excited. I don't think he touched anything. Kusal Mendis is not sure. But a precious for Sri Lanka. Playing as a batting all-round on his side, Dasun Shanaka. Certainly has started well. Ball was back of the lens. Yes, slightly kept lower. But I don't think the line was there to play the cut shot for Tawid Vidoy. Looking at the body language of Kusal Mendis. Was the greatest when it comes to supporting the bowler, going for a big appeal. Again, well bowled, back-to-back dots. A poor choice of strokes. 2 balls by Tawid Vidoy. Too close, too full to play the cut shot. Probably would have been a better choice, trying to play extra cover. Giving himself room, showing all 3 stumps, trying to open up the offside. I don't think the right option by Tawid Vidoy. Unless it's really short, it's a good shot to play. But if it's full, why not go extra cover, warm it off, both in the circle. Short delivery. 2 is the call. He'll come back for 2. This is good thinking. Really good thinking by Shanaka. That time banging it short. Started off well, bowled an excellent first over. And bowled well within himself, stumps to stump, change of pace, and even the second delivery. Well as the third slow ball. Yes, Vijay Kumar just hitting the back of the leg. Excellent start. Making a comeback, never easy for a player. Though how long or how much cricket you have played. Playing international cricket after a while, trying to make a statement. That's exactly how we start. Trying to smoke it through the offside. Now with Vidoy, in this over, is trying to cream it through the offside too hard rather than trying to time it. Turning out to be a brilliant over. Take a look at this here. He's really trying to hit it hard. He's trying to hit the leather of the cover, but what happens there is that he couldn't time it. Hits it hard. Hits it on to the foot. So just to correct myself, cover off the leather. That's the right thing. But in the excitement, with the batter looking to hit the ball so hard, really looking to smash it. Continuing his good work, Dasun. So 3 runs. Can he finish it off? First over, couple of runs. These 3 runs.
all about starting and finishing off in T20 cricket. More people in expecting them to get some seeds, which will probably be a struggle. Grass banks are full, the B upper, the A upper, as well as the grandstand quite full. Lanka usually does not disappoint either this time as well.
Brilliant over. Brilliant over. 11 overs done. Just 3 runs in that over. 82 for 3. Buildings have started to look a little bit smaller. They started off well in the power plays, lost a wicket. Sri Lanka managing to pull it back, as I said, 82 for 3. Vidoy 6 of 8, 9, 10 of 8. Fernando has a short third and a short fine. Squalling comes into the circle. He got a mid-wicket out on the boundary, long on, long off. And 2 others square the wicket on the boundary. So Binura would look to bowl. On the off stump, nothing on the leg side, and he's got to be tight with his length. Ridoy on strike. And pace off. Loves the single. And just a quick reminder that there is a zero plastic community. A quick shout to them. The Open University of Sri Lanka has partnered with Sri Lanka Cricket during the Bangladesh tour of 2025. I can tell you that these passionate volunteers have taken the initiative to clean the stadium all stadiums after the matches, helping keep our venues clean and green. So that's a great gesture. So we kindly remind everyone, all the fans, to dispose of waste responsibly and to minimize the use of plastic. Well, let's not forget to do our part to ensure no plastic ends up in our environment. Together, we can protect the game and the planet, of course.
Well done, Prashant, getting in everything in time. Very well done. Missed out, 9 shake. We had let the ball come a bit more. The fine leg in the circle, trying to play behind square would have been a better choice. Fernando, this is what he does. In the middle overs, pace off into the pitch. As far as Bangladesh batters are concerned, it won't be a bad choice to bat deep in the crease, sit behind, to gain that bit of advantage of getting the pace and the bounce. The Bindra's strength, of course, is into the pitch, pace off, back of a length. And that's what he does expertly well. He also mixes it up. Tall lad.
যারা অনলাইনে বাজি খেলেন তাদের জন্য আমরা নিয়ে আসছি baji9.bet
He's with his height, he likes to hit the back of the length and try and get that extra bounce. To get the 175, 180 Roshan, which we feel is a power score, even a 170 looking at how the pitch is slowing down a bit. I think Tawil Tudor has been the most consistent batter in the last couple of years. T20 cricket has to be the one, has to be aggressive, as well as trying back for a longer period. 9 shake, he opens the batting most of the time, batting at number 4. It'll be a game change of plans. But this is where I feel Sri Lankan bowlers, if they are smart enough, can squeeze me even more. Probably dot deliveries, not concede the boundaries.
So far 4 runs on the first 4 balls. Just take a look at this magnificent crowd. It's virtually chock-a-block. It's more than comfortably full, I'll tell you. It's uncomfortably full. Such a big crowd in. Pace off from Fernando, who bowls that length quite well. does very well when he takes the pace off and tends to bowl into the pitch.
Ball into his full certainly. Three fielders outside the circle. Third man, very wide third man or deep extra cover long off. The right hander, the line has to be the same. For the left hander, Naim Sheikh will be a longer hit towards the scoreboard. Hence, I think it's important because Fernando bowls wicket to wicket from his target midland leg rather than going off stump and trying to turn it back into the stumps.
Last ball of the over. Now, that's very well bowled. That's cleverly bowled. What was the batter thinking? Was he thinking he was over the shoulder? I don't think the umpire thinks that way. So Pedro Fernando finishes with a dot, a precious dot. 87 for 3.
Bangladesh trying to regroup after the loss of 3 wickets. They started off with a bang, that's for sure. In the first power play, 54 for 1. And in the next 6 overs, 33 for 2. Tells your story. And that is the control that the Sri Lankans can take credit for with some excellent bowling.
Yeah, once the field was spread, the bowlers, especially Dasun Shanaka, the 2 spinners, they've been bowling it into the pitch. And the pace has gotten, or the pace not there to play our shots freely. Beautiful night here, the holiday, the full moon Poya day. Massive crowd in as well. Most runs for Bangladesh in the last 2 years in T20 internationals. That's Tawhid Roy. 706. Little Darcy's failed today. Well, I think Dr. Ali, he needs to come in as soon as possible because he's had a feel for the wicket, spent time out there, Shamim.
Now that's left away, but you can see that the 2 Bangladeshi batters really are controlled by some good bowling. Look at that, died on it.
Yeah, Dr. Ali not playing today. There you go, so something that you can do that works on this pitch. The change of pace. Now, we saw those averages and the strike rates. But right throughout, it's been Bangladesh's big problem. The runs and strike rate. But smartly taken by Kusal Mendes.
Yeah, trying to get a move on. It's just playing inside the line, trying to cut that ball. It's too close to cut, actually. But not in control. It's just getting bogged down. He's just trying to manufacture a shot. And in the process, that line, all he could do, not even moving his foot forward. His left leg was away, balances the other way, and he got a thick outside edge. Easy for Kusal Mendes to take it, and another one goes for Bangladesh. It's an important wicket of Tawhid Roy, 1 for 10, 89 for 4. Comes in when Bangladesh cannot just hang about. 117 is strike rate, 27th innings, 26th innings, lot to work. Well, he's enjoying it.
Well, he's been following the cricket right along. They are at the test matches in Colombo. He's changed colours as well. Well, we're mentioning the problem that Bangladesh batters have. The strike rate along with the runs. They've got to work together. That's not happening.
Miraj off the mark straight away. Now, batters scoring 300 plus runs and maintaining a strike rate of 140 plus. Bangladesh have none the last 2 years. Now Ridot's been trying to play that shot on quite a few occasions. Been missing it. Finally he gets a nick through.
He's getting frustrated. He's trying to hit the ball too hard instead of really trying to manufacture the shots. There's understandable joy in this massive crowd. Playing it like a tennis shot, a volley. Goes through for the second run.
They got to try and do something here, because 187 is the winning score here in Pallekele in T20 internationals. 169 is the average first inning score. Now to get there, there's no pace. It's hard to play our shots, so this is what they need to do: hit those gaps and try and run the opposition ragged. They got to make a move. They can't leave it too late.
And the bowling has been tremendous. They've read this pitch so very well. 1 for 11 and 3 overs from Chanaka. Marvelous bowling. 93 for 4. Raised early in the innings, and then Bangladesh really not doing the right things, not asserting their authority at all.
Srilanka is in a position where he just leaves the ball in the middle of the pitch, and anyone who's picking it up is bowling brilliantly. There we go, and the wickets continue to fall. Namshai, I reckon he better keep walking.
Yeah, I think it'll be a wise option. He's talking to his partner, but that's him pretty much in front. And he's gone for it. Well, let's wait and see.
The umpire to director, we have a player review for ABW. What's the decision is out. Check the field, it's a fair review. We start with Fando's petition. Is it coming up? Okay, pass it close to the bat. Please give me Alfred Sugan for the baby back to the ball. Ravi, ready for Alfred. Alfred coming up. Okay, rolling. Rolling. Okay, passing. Down on the ball. Yes, control with a flat line. Ball, batting ball. Ball tracking initially. Original position is out. Pitching outside leg stump. Give me the on-field umpire, please, Ravi. Recommend that you change the original position from out to not out. I will let you know when you're on screen. You're on screen now. You can take
Well, what about that?
No one expected that. Not even Namshai.
Yes, at the last moment he decided to take that review, and it's paid off. And he's got to take advantage of that. He's got a live, almost live, pitching outside leg.
I mean, I got to take back my comment. I told him to keep walking.
God, we're still with the ball.
They did not look for the second. Put your head down. Maybe the outfielder might feel the pressure. A knock-on gives you that opportunity. If the shots are not working for you, that's a way of trying to build that intensity.
The shots are definitely not working for Bangladesh. Since the power play, 44 balls and one hit to the fence. That tells you the firm grip the bowlers have. And it continues.
Maybe Hassan Miraj caught on the back foot quite a few times. just needs to open up that front hip so he can play to any other direction. But Tawhid Ridoy, he was crucial to Bangladesh's cause. Tasun Shanaka against Ridoy. That line, that lane, he tries to play it, just not getting it. Finally nicks one through the frustration building.
Well, the frustration is building for the two in the middle now. He goes, he's going to try and get a move on, but just getting the middle of the bat seems to be such a difficult task at the moment for the Bangladeshi batters.
I think the pressure is building and there's no clarity in what they're doing. The Trivandrum is bowling beautifully, but they need to try and pick what's coming from the hand. That was a full toss. And they get just the 5 singles in that over, 97 for 4.
See in that list, the team, none of the batters have a strike rate of 140 or plus.
In fact, only one above 133, and that's Professor Senimon, who's played the least number of matches there.
Call for the second run. Misunderstanding once again. This is not on.
I thought there was 2. The throw was not on. You've got to try and make those mistakes or push for mistakes from the outfielders. Tasun Shanaka, how brilliant has he been? His slow balls, his line and length, so incredible. Even when Bangladesh started off strongly, it was Shanaka's introduction that actually changed the direction of this innings.
103rd match, I understand, from Azim. Only the 5th time that he's bowling his full quarter of 4 overs. Surprised?
I always felt he was a reluctant bowler. As captain of Sri Lanka, when he captained, he rarely bowled himself.
Now, just dropping short. Well, he's at least shown some effort to get a move on.
138 at this rate, I don't think it's going to be enough. 8 and over, 144. No, they got to get to those 10s and 11s now, with 5 overs remaining after this. If that's what Shanaka bowls more, I think that adds a lot of value and balance to the Sri Lankan bowling attack. More options.
Well, he's trying to improvise, trying to innovate, and that's not a bad ploy. As I mentioned earlier, just cannot stick around there, wait for the singles and the twos. You've got to go. Hit some to the boundary.
Sri Lanka also felt that there could be a bit of dew. It was a lot more humid today, Shamim. That was also a factor in them wanting to chase this evening.
And what a good decision it's turned out to be. That's for sure. But all credit to the manner in which the bowlers have adjusted to the requirements, particularly of the wicket. Read it very well. Short again. Now that, as at last, that will bring a lot of relief. The 100 comes up for Bangladesh.
First boundary after 28 balls, so that's about 5 overs. Now, out of the window is that 187, 180s, which you would have felt comfortable with. Now you've got to make sure you get something on the board to give your bowlers a chance. Because until both teams back, we don't know exactly how the pitch is playing. And you never know. A couple of early wickets, you're in. We've got to stay competitive, and I think that's numbers around 160 at the moment. Maybe 11, 12 and over from here.
Well, I think 150 will be a reasonably good score, and they're on their way, another boundary. So there may be the floodgates opening up for Bangladesh with back-to-back boundaries. That is exactly what the doctor ordered. Then from now on, we'll get them to the 160 mark.
Yeah, good hit, good hit. Pace on offer for a change from Dasun Shanaka, and Mehdi Hassan Miraj gets all of it. Now at least the thought process will change even from the bowlers. Srilanka. Probably alright. That's what you needed, an edge to go for 4. Maybe another edge to give you the edge.
Well, push and run. Safely done, the single. At last a big over for Bangladesh. 11 from that over. 108 for 4. After that initial momentum created in the power play, the Bangladesh started getting bogged down and really pressurized into not allowing the batters to go for the big shots through some clinical bowling. And what they've not done is just use the field, use the angles in the field to get ones and twos when there are no fours around.
Real champ, Jeffrey Van Der Sar. I say that because he doesn't play regularly. He's got to bide his time and wait because of one in Masaranga. But each time he's been given that opportunity, he stands up and he goes to amongst the wickets. He can be trusted. I think that's a wonderful quality to have. The resilience that he always shows.
Yeah, and a trait to have definitely, and also for the captain to have a player who doesn't play regularly, doesn't get the opportunities to produce the goods he has done. 1 for 20. His 4th over. Mehdi Hassan Miraj trying his best to use that onside. Has not been able to penetrate the gaps.
And if you've noticed, none of the batters have been able to hit down the ground. No one's been able to use their feet to Jeffrey Van Der Sar. That's because they're not picking it. They're not sure. So hence rooted to the crease and trying to sweep or slog sweep.
Problem they had with Wananda Hasaranga, and the replacement is equally good. Down the wicket, gets an edge. That's a drop. Bangladesh will take it. Very fortunate for a 9 shake there.
As I said, he comes down the wicket to have a go, but he didn't pick the wrong end. Too much of a deflection for Kusal Mendis, I'd say. He's done well to stop this running away to the boundary.
Yeah, he made up his mind that he was going to take him on. And in the process, the bowler bowling that beautifully. Oh, this is marvelous bowling from this young man.
The 5th and 6th bowlers for Sri Lanka. Chanaka, 1 for 22 in his 4. Van Der Sar's got 2 deliveries or 1 delivery in his spell. 1 for 22. They are the bowlers who always need to look to take on finally a boundary. Ends the 16th with Bangladesh on 116 for 4. Well, 111 for 4, and this is the 16th over. Bangladesh has fallen back a little bit, going at little over 7 runs and over.
We're down to the last 4 overs. Mirage 20 of 14, 19 of 19. Just going at a runner ball, which is not good at this stage. Mirage striking at 140 plus, which is... This is Miles Deekshana. Good evening, Amir.
Good evening, Roshan. Good evening to everybody. It hasn't been a good evening for Bangladesh. They started off very promisingly, but they've been pegged down due to some good bowling and fielding. And they have to make these 4 overs count. They need to be around 160 to be able to challenge the batting lineup of Sri Lanka. Direct hit, but looks like the batsman is safely home. But it's been referred.
They don't take chances, do they, the umpires?
If the umpire, the director, they have a referral for a run out. He will give you the left side and negatives. Yeah. The guys clearly made his ground for the wicket side. I have addition for the giant screen.
So not out, that's an easy decision. So at the moment, Sri Lanka would be complaining. They just conceded 4 runs of the first 3 deliveries. It's about hitting boundaries from now on for Bangladesh.
At least 2 in every over from here on. Otherwise, it's going to be mighty difficult for the bowlers to contain Sri Lankan batsmen. Now still have a chance to go to 160, provided Naeem start to express himself. He's been holding back. And like you suggested, run a ball is not going to hurt Sri Lanka at all.
The Sri Lankan bowling has been very good. Look at Chanaka, 4 overs, 22. Van der Sate, 25 runs in 4 overs. Bowl extremely well. They've done their bit. This is clever bowling. Really good bowling. A dot at this stage is gold dust.
And he was coiling to hit the ball towards mid-wicket. Realized it's fuller in length. It'll be dangerous to carry on with that throw and with that thinking.
Last ball of the over. Only a single. They want 2, but I think it's only a single, and they'll be happy with a single. And a brilliant 17th over by Miles Deekshana, 122 for 4. This is not the ideal if you're looking at the graph, if you're looking at a Manhattan. By this stage, you would want bigger buildings. The biggest have come in the power plays, but after that, it's been managed by the Sri Lankan bowling. Very good crowd, isn't it? Magnificent crowd. T20 is so popular, and you play it in Pallekele. We had a 50-over game, one-day international. It was a good crowd, but if that was good, this is brilliant. Hardly a seat available. In fact, I've been told the next 2 games too are sold out. Tushar it is, 1 for 15 of 2. Again starts off well. Only a single. Sri Lanka won't mind this at all. They'll be happy to concede singles.
Well, at times, premeditation from a batsman works in the favour of a bowler. If it's done slightly earlier, realize that the batsman is looking for a ball which is delivered within the stumps. He followed the batsman. Presence of mind shown by Tushara. Important over this. Oh, Bangladesh.
Yeah, seems to change his pace. That first delivery was 124. Now that is a gift. That's poor bowling. Short fine leg in the circle. You don't bowl at that pace. Pace off, gentle full toss. Even he can't believe it. That's four.
A better option for left-hander. He's got a slingy action. The ball is going to be directed towards stumps. And from there, you can improvise like that. And did it effectively. And that was a boundary they were looking for desperately. To bring some sort of a pressure on the bowler. Every moment is being cheered by this capacity crowd, making a lot of noise. Decibels up very high.
Fine leg on the boundary now. Oh, well bowled, very well bowled. Great follow-up delivery. Tipping Yorker. Completely deceived the batter and much quicker as well.
Well, looked very close, this one. But must have missed outside the leg stump. About a good delivery. Right in the block hold.
I think this is what the slinger could do. He could tip that delivery. It was tipping on the left-hander and very nearly yorked himself. I'll have to be called a wide, I think. No, it won't. Because the batter had moved. So that's the reason why. Maybe Hassan Miraj is not happy, but just look at him. Yes, he's moving. So the tram line also has moved with the batter. Pace off. He's got to wait for eternity and the ball never arrives.
Well, he's been trying desperately to improvise. He's moving a lot in the crease and hasn't worked for him. Why not stay still and decide at the last moment how to find a boundary?
Again, brilliant bowling. This is really good dead bowling from Nuwan Tushara. He conceded a boundary, but he's come back so very strongly. He's just conceded 7 runs so far. Just look at that release and look at where he's looking to bowl. Full and wide, completely deceiving the right-hander.
That's what you expect from him. He's regarded as a T20 specialist. Bowls with a lot of control. And there are plenty of slingers produced by Sri Lankans. And it's great news for cricket. Unorthodoxy is acceptable. Hit down the ground. Only a single chance. Survived. 130 for 4.
For 4. Dixon. He's got 1 over left. See the versatility about Dixon, we talk about it. Is Amir that he bowls in the power plays and he also comes on at the depth. So this is very good because if you're able to bowl through the 3 phases of the game, whether you bowl in the middle or the power play or the end, tells you the value the bowler brings into the team.
You know, when you're bowling in T20 format, it's cutthroat for the bowlers. And as a bowler, you cannot afford to be predictable. And Tikshina is nowhere close to that. He's so unpredictable. He's got so much guile and varieties that he keeps on surprising batters with different deliveries. But here was a gift to the batter. A low full toss outside the off stump. And finally, Mathias and Miraj managed to score a boundary.
Well, they need a few of these. Miraj appears to be in a much better position than And Naeem is struggling, but Miraj is striking the ball well. Missed a few, but found the middle of the bat most of the time. That was almost 112 Ks for my speed. Not pushing it through quickly. Again, this time slices it. Should be taken. Srilanka catches it. Miraj goes in the 19th over. Bangladesh lose their 5th wicket.
As a batter, you can't afford to take risks. Against Tikshana, yes, he offered a full toss, but you can't be greedy against him as a batsman. He was looking for another one, offered an easy catch, which was nicely held. And that was wicket number 2 for Tikshana, and Miraj goes for 29. It's 135 for 5.
For 5. Shamim Patwari is the new batter, coming in at number 7. He's left with 9 legal deliveries. Oh, well bowled again, completely deceived him. Need to take another look at that. He was done off the pitch. This is brilliant bowling, but first take a look at the wicket. As you said, Amir, look to slice it. And a fairly good catch by the captain.
Yeah, although he pulled the weight back to be able to hit the ball aerial over extra. But the ball was too full and there was not a lot of pace behind that one. Top dismissal.
At the moment, the options for the Bangladesh batters have been just singles. Yes, there was a boundary of the second ball, but Dixon has pulled it back with a wicket. And then 2 singles. He's conceded just 7. There was 1 delivery left in the over. Shamim on strike from round the wicket. Oh, goes for the reverse. That is a very good shot, and he gets a 6. Brilliant way to end the over for Shamim. 13 runs off it. Bangladesh down to the last 6 balls are 143 for 5.